Hi and welcome to Worldwide Culinary Apprentice Online Cooking School. My name is Chef Roger and I'm about to teach you about precision cooking. Exactly, I'm going to cook a sous vide steak into that water bath here using an Immersion Circulator. Why would I do that? Many different reasons. One, in restaurant, for consistency of your food, the advantage of using an Immersion Circulator is going to allow my meat, the whole piece of meat to be cooked exactly at the same temperature. If you order a steak medium, usually the first 2 or 3 millimeters of the meat on top and bottom is well done. Then the center is going to be exactly at the temperature that you want your meat. Here we're going to be able to have that meat at the same temperature all over the surface of the meat, everywhere. Also, many times you might get to a restaurant, order for your steak medium rare, and you may get it medium. What would you do? Send it back to the kitchen. Then what do they do with that steak? They just go to the trash. A lot of money is going to the trash this way sometimes. So for consistency of cooking, you know, if you give a chef or a cook that kind of equipment, he can't go wrong in his cooking time of the meat or fish. So you save a lot of money at the end, and you are very consistent with the product you provide to your customer. So it takes a little longer than to cook a regular steak, you know, a traditional way, but you get that consistency that you wouldn't get cooking it, you know, all the way into a pan or finishing into the oven. Because you will always have those different degrees of temperature into your meat. Here it'll be again exactly the same. So how do we process for that? It's very easy. I'm going first to sear the meat. I want to develop on the meat what we call Maillard reaction, which is that nice caramelization of your protein that give a nice meaty flavor. We want that. So it's preferable to do that prior of cooking the meat than after, because after the meat might be a little tough and it might not sear correctly. You might not be able to achieve a nice color. So usually we do it before and after. Here I'm going to sear it 20 to 40 seconds, both sides, remove it, and then very, very important, you need to let cool that meat completely. I'm going to put it in my fridge and let it cook completely. Never try to bag some food that's not cold, because if you do, you're just packing bacteria into that bag and they'll develop to million and million in a very short amount of time and make you sick. So very important, when that meat, after we sear it, we let it chill till it's completely cold. That will say, let's say 38 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now my pan here is very hot. I'm going to put some oil in it. I mean, it should be very hot, and we're going to stir it. You see some smoke is coming out. This is a good sign. Here I'm going to season the meat first with salt. No pepper, just salt. If I want pepper, I put it after. Now, you know, when you cook it this way also, the advantage is you could cook 50 steaks today and use them in a couple of days from now. It'll be good. But then you wouldn't want to season it with salt now, because as it's set in your fridge, it acts like a brine or a cure, and your meat might not get, you know, it may change color. So if you're going to use it and eat it right away, season it. If not, season it when you be using it or eating it. To be a little hotter than that here. Oh no, I have that smoke. That's good. Okay. So we're going to develop a nice color and then flip it over. So after we develop nice color on both sides, you remove it, and now again we're going to let it chill. Till you put your finger here and it's very, very cold. I know I'm revealing myself, but this is very, very important, or you could just get sick, and nobody wants that. So the meat has been resting for an hour in my fridge. It's nice and cold now. I'm going to bag it and cook it. Again, I fold the bag because I don't want to, you know, touch the bag here on that side where I'm going to seal with the meat or have any moisture on it, because sometimes it prevents a good seal. And to take the meat place it into the bag, fold it, and fold it. Put that into my machine. Here we go, we're going to seal that. Start button is here. Up, it's off. My water here is at 55 degrees Celsius. It's ready. I'm going to put my meat in. 1 hour. Then you'll be ready to eat. I'll just let it rest for 10 minutes. And I ate it, I think. So here again for that processor, I'm using my new seal vac machine here. Vacuum seal machine. My Vac-Master VP120. Doing great thing with that thing. Great, great, great. Amazing product. Okay. Now one thing I want to talk about too is usually when you cook meat, after you cook it, you need to let it rest because the juices in the meat are kind of boiling. They're very excited. They're everywhere into the meat, and they're still boiling inside. And if you cut into the meat as right after you cook it, you'll see that all the juice come out on your plate. And here it won't happen with that because the temperature is so evenly distributed into the meat and low that the juice will just settle on their own into the bag, and you can serve it as soon as it comes off the bag. That's another good thing. You don't need that resting time that you usually have when you cook red meat or other meat. Okay, in it for 1 hour. Make sure that the bag never floats. It needs to be completely submerged into your water bath here. And on the bottom, I have a rack that I place to make sure there is circulation of the water into that water bath. I'm not sure if I said that about my Immersion Circulator, which is here the Vac-Master SV1, is in that piece of equipment, it's 3 pieces in one. It's a thermometer, a pump, and a heater. So all those 3 together allow us to cook anything in there at a really, really consistent temperature. Okay, so that's what it is. And the pump is what actually circulate the water, of course, into that water bath. See you in an hour. So the meat is cooked, it's been an hour. I turn the circulator off. I'm gonna remove it. Never leave your circulator in the water when you're done. You wanna remove it and let it cool down. And after wipe it, so it dries. And don't put it on the side. Make sure you hold it straight so any moisture comes down from it. Okay, that's very, very important. Yes, okay. So we remove it. I have my saute pan here that's heating up because I'm going to give it one more sear before I eat it, just to recreate that crust. Open this up. Put my oil here. So again, we want that very, very hot. So you have juice in the bag, Those can be used. If you're making a sauce, please use those. This is gold. That's like really, really important juice. Okay. I'm waiting to see the first smoking point, like we call it. There's a smoke coming out of that. Not there yet. Okay, I see a little smoke coming out. This is good. You hear that? You're on a nice sear. Very, very important. You're going to re-sear both sides. You want the pan very hot, so you're creating that sear right away. create a little bit more of that crust. It needs to go fast, if not you're just going to cook your steak more. This is good. I'm going to remove it. And now we're going to cut into it and you'll see how it's cooked inside. Now, if you just cut into that little piece here, see? That's a tiny piece. Usually if you add that on a steak, rare, medium, it will be well done compared to the rest of your meat. Okay, so let's get into it. Look at that. Beautiful medium here. See? And the other thing, no juice is coming out of the meat. If I was cooking another steak, all the juice will run out right now. But when you cook it this way, it is not happening. And again, you can see that the color, it's even all over the meat. All over. You don't have that thick crust of overdone meat here. This is how you cook your steak at low temperature, precise cooking. And of course your steak was sous vide first. Okay, put that on my plate here. And as the meat is resting, it's getting a little redder. That's beautiful color here. All the instruction will be into the description part of the video, of course. I will also put the different temperature if you want your meat to be more like medium well, well done or rare. So look into the description if you want to know for the other cooking time. Really good. Here it is. Hope you can see it here. Beautiful little color. Beautiful medium. Okay. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next class. Bye-bye.